Apple has just 90 days left before it disappears forever. Picture this. The year is 1997. Apple, the company that today defines luxury and tech, is exactly 90 days away from going completely bankrupt. The bank accounts are empty, the products are crap, and the world is laughing at them. While Bill Gates and Microsoft are conquering the world, Apple is bleeding out. They've lost billions of dollars in a single year. They are a corporate joke. But then, the unthinkable happens. The man they fired 12 years ago, the man who was too difficult to work with, is coming back. And he's bringing a plan that will either save the company or destroy it forever. This is not just a business story. This is a story of betrayal, obsession, and the greatest comeback in human history.
We don't predict our financials. Yeah. I think that there's a lot of things changing at Apple right now, and some are going to show up in the financials positively, some are going to show up in the financials negatively, and I think that we're going to get to a new trend, but that new trend will not become evident for another quarter or so.
It began in a garage with a $666 computer in a dream. Steve Jobs was a visionary. Steve Wozniak was a genius. Together, they made computers personal. By 1980, they were millionaires. By 1984, they were icons. But Jobs wanted more. He hired John Scully, the CEO of Pepsi, with a legendary insult.
Do you want to sell sugar water for the rest of your life, or come with me and change the world?
Do you want to sell sugar water for the rest of your life, or do you want to come with me and change the world? But that sugar water turned into poison. Within 2 years, Scully and the board turned on Jobs. They called him unstable. They called him a liability. In 1985, Steve Jobs, the man who was Apple, was kicked out of his own building. For the next 11 years, Apple became boring. Without Jobs, they lost their why. They started selling everything: printers, digital cameras, even a game console called the Pippin. It was a disaster. Then came the PowerBook 5300. It was so bad that units literally burst into flames on the assembly line. People called it the Hindenburg. Apple was sinking. They tried to build a new operating system and failed. They tried to sell the company, and no one wanted it. By late 1996, Apple was a corpse. Their only hope? Buying a small, struggling company called Next, and with it, they bought back Steve Jobs.
Thank you very much for that warm welcome. Now I guess I'm going to have to give a speech. I came today to give you a status report on what's going on and to try to fill you in on some of the steps we're taking to get Apple healthy again.
August 1997, the most surreal moment in tech history. Steve Jobs stands on stage and tells the Apple faithful the impossible. Their mortal enemy, Bill Gates, is bailing them out with a $150 million investment. The crowd is booing. The Apple purists feel betrayed.
Exciting work that I've done in my career has been the work that I've done with Steve on the Macintosh. Whether it's the first introduction or doing products like Mac Excel, these have been major milestones.
But Jobs silences them with cold, hard truth. We have to let go of this notion that for Apple to win, Microsoft has to lose.
All right, it was on this day, August 6, 1997, when Apple stunned investors by announcing that its industry archenemy, Microsoft, would take a $150 million stake in what was then a money-losing maker of Mac computers. Now, Steve Jobs, whose disdain for Bill Gates was legendary, said at the time that we, quote, have to let go of the notion that for Apple to win, Microsoft has to lose.
It was the ultimate ego management. Jobs swallowed his pride to keep the lights on. Now, Jobs starts the cleanup. He walks into a room and sees 350 different products. He calls them crap. He draws a simple 2x2 grid on a whiteboard. Consumer, pro, desktop, portable. He kills 70% of the company's projects. Thousands are fired. He ends the clone program. He is a man possessed.
It's been It's been 10 months since a new management team took over at Apple. People have been working really hard. You can see a lot of cars in the parking lots on nights and the weekends. And because of their hard work, I'm really pleased to report to you today that Apple's back on track.
Then, he finds a young, quiet designer named Johnny Ive. Together, they create something the world has never seen.
I've been back about 8 to 10 weeks, and we've been working really hard. And what we're trying to do is not something really highfalutin. We're trying to get back to the basics. We're trying to get back to the basics of great products, great marketing, and great distribution.
The iMac G3. It wasn't a beige box. It was translucent, colorful, and internet-ready. It sold 800,000 units in a year. Apple was finally back in the black. From there, the momentum was unstoppable. 2001, the iPod, 1,000 songs in your pocket. 2007, the iPhone. Jobs tells the world he is launching 3 products, but it's only one. He didn't just reinvent the phone, he reinvented human behavior. Jobs passed away in 2011, but the machine he rebuilt was perfect. Under Tim Cook, Apple didn't just survive, it scaled. In 2018, Apple became the first American company to hit a $1 trillion valuation, then $2 trillion, then $3 trillion. The lesson: success isn't about having the most products, it's about having the most focus. Apple was 90 days away from death because he forgot who they were. They were saved because one man had the courage to say no to everything else. So, next time you hold your iPhone, remember, it's not just a phone, it's a result of a garage dream that survived a 12-year exile and a near-death experience. If you enjoyed this journey, hit that like button and subscribe for more business deep dives.